Just last year, Elon Musk was talking about sending humans to Mars by 2029. Now, he says SpaceX is shifting focus away from Mars and toward building a permanent settlement on the Moon. That's a major pivot. So what changed? And is Mars no longer the priority? Let's break it down. Elon Musk announced on X that SpaceX is stepping back from its near-term plans to send humans to Mars. Instead, the company will prioritize building a long-term settlement on the Moon. This represents a significant strategic shift. For years, Mars has been the cornerstone of Musk's vision for a multi-planetary civilization, the ultimate destination. But now he argues that the Moon offers a faster, more practical path toward establishing a sustained human presence beyond Earth. The decision is closely tied to the development of SpaceX's Starship vehicle and the company's central role in NASA's Artemis program, which aims to return astronauts to the lunar surface for the first time since 1972. According to Musk, the reasoning behind this shift isn't emotional, it's mechanical. It comes down to the physics of space travel. Missions to Mars are constrained by planetary alignment. Earth and Mars only align in a way that allows efficient transfer roughly every 26 months. Miss that window and you wait more than 2 years for the next opportunity. Even under optimal conditions, a journey to Mars takes around 6 months. That means long transit times, higher exposure to risk, and extremely limited launch opportunities. The Moon, by contrast, operates on a completely different schedule. Launch windows to the Moon can occur as frequently as every 10 days. And once launched, travel time is measured in days, not months. That difference changes everything. It allows for more frequent missions, more rapid iteration, faster testing cycles, and significantly lower accumulated risk. Instead of waiting years between attempts, SpaceX could launch, test, learn, and relaunch within weeks. Musk believes this operational cadence makes it realistic to construct what he describes as a self-growing city on the Moon within less than a decade. A base that expands incrementally, mission by mission, rather than relying on rare, high-stakes planetary transfers. The first concrete step in that direction? An uncrewed Starship lunar landing targeted for March 2027 as part of NASA's Artemis program, where SpaceX is contracted to deliver key landing capabilities. In other words, before building a city on Mars, Musk appears determined to prove the model much closer to Earth. This pivot also reflects something more practical: technical reality. Starship, while groundbreaking, is still under active development. Recent test flights have faced delays, engine issues, and increased regulatory scrutiny following launch anomalies. Progress is happening, but not as fast as originally projected. At one point, SpaceX suggested uncrewed Mars missions could begin as early as 2026, with human landings potentially before the end of the decade. Those timelines have gradually shifted. Deep space travel is complex, and Mars, in particular, leaves very little room for error. The Moon, however, offers a closer testing environment. Shorter trips mean issues can be diagnosed and corrected faster. Systems can be refined step by step, rather than relying on rare and high-stakes interplanetary windows. In that sense, the Moon becomes a proving ground, a controlled environment to validate the technologies that Mars would ultimately require. It's not necessarily a retreat from ambition. It may simply be a more disciplined path toward it. This shift is not happening in isolation. There's also growing geopolitical pressure shaping the direction of space exploration. China has publicly announced its intention to land astronauts on the Moon before the end of the decade, a move that many analysts see as the beginning of a renewed space race. For the United States and NASA, maintaining leadership in lunar exploration carries strategic significance. It's not just about prestige, it's about technological dominance, infrastructure positioning, and long-term access to space resources. In that context, SpaceX's pivot toward the moon aligns very closely with broader national priorities. But beyond geopolitics, Musk has hinted at longer-term possibilities that go far beyond simply planting flags. He has floated ideas about manufacturing components directly using lunar materials, extracting oxygen from lunar soil to reduce the need for Earth-launched propellant, and building space-based infrastructure that could operate more efficiently beyond Earth's atmosphere. These concepts suggest that the moon may serve as more than just a destination. It could function as a staging ground, a platform for scaling the technologies required for deeper space expansion. In that sense, the moon may not replace Mars. It may be the stepping stone that makes Mars achievable. So is Mars off the table? Not quite. Musk was clear that the long-term objective of building a city on Mars has not been abandoned. In fact, he reiterated that SpaceX still intends to begin laying the groundwork for a Martian settlement within the next 5 to 7 years. But for now, the priority has shifted. The focus is on establishing a sustainable foothold beyond Earth, and doing so in a way that accelerates learning, reduces risk, and builds momentum. In Musk's view, the moon offers a faster path towards securing humanity's long-term presence off the planet. Mars remains the ultimate goal, but the roadmap appears to be evolving. This isn't the end of the Mars dream. If anything, it may signal the beginning of a more disciplined strategy. First, master operations closer to home, then extend outward. The moon first, Mars later. The ambition hasn't diminished, it has been recalibrated. And in the race to expand beyond Earth, long-term success may depend not just on bold vision, but on strategic sequencing.